Welcome to another See You Next Time. With the new season right around the corner, it's time to preview it. With me today is our very own Ed25, a man who has had to have rear view mirrors fitted on his ears to enable him to backtrack at full speed on all the comments he has made about Jack Grealish in recent years. Yes, our Bill is now telling everyone and anyone that will listen what a great signing Grealish is, how he always wanted him at Everton, and what a consummate professional he is. And also with us is, of course, Ed72, unfortunately. We even tried recording it earlier in the hope he'd be too busy, but no joy. Could you not bear to miss Billy Backtrack either? I bet. And today, we also have a very special guest. Our very own film star is in the house. It's Bobby, America in Training's finest, taking a break from his roles in Blink and You'll Miss It roles, I should say, in a film. So, what film was it anyway? I've forgotten.
Good to be back, boys. Good to be back.
So what film was it?
It's called War Machine.
That's it, War Machine.
War
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's not out yet. It's not out yet. It's still in post-production. So hopefully you get to see me for a few seconds, but it was a good experience.
I've seen so many reports on it. I assumed it was already out because I keep seeing it, reports on it.
I was hoping it was Debbie Does Dallas, I must admit.
I've applied for the sequel, part 2.
Get me a part on that, Rob, will you?
Yeah. I don't know.
The more important question. Hang on. The more important question is the film going to be shown on multiplexes or is it going to be on Pornhub? That's the main question.
They won't let you take tissues into multiplexes, Seamus.
It's on Betamax. It's on Betamax for next month.
Yeah, that's probably more likely a problem. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so we better get started, haven't we?
Okay. Yeah.
So first off, I thought rather than just going through the 20 teams, because we haven't really got that much time to do that, and we tend to get sidetracked a lot and that, I thought we'd start off, we just talk about, who do we think will, who's our, who's going to be top 3, who's going to be relegated, and then talk about the players that we think are going to shine this season. For example, I'm not going to give an example actually because that'd spoil it. Because obviously people are desperately waiting, and I think people know who I'm going to mention first anyway. Really. So anyway, shall we start off with Seamus? Who's your top 3 for next season? This season,
I think it's going to be the same 3 teams competing for the title: Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. I don't know who is going to finish with, but Arsenal will be second again.
Have you seen their shirt they've released? They're putting a Carabao Cup special shirt with the two wins on it. They're 2 trophy wins special shirt out.
Yeah, shout out to Bazza. He sent me that just before.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
But it's a 2. It's always the 2 thing. Why do they keep coming out with the 2 thing? Is it because they love the number 2 because they're always second? I don't know. I don't get it. Sorry, anyway. Go on, Seamus. Sorry, mate.
And there was also the other advertisement with Saliba and Scalafiori standing next to a clock which had 2. I think they're completely owning the gimmick now.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it is very likely that Liverpool can do a double because I don't know why City don't inspire the same confidence in me, especially after the last season and the players they've lost. The replacements aren't looking that brilliant either. I think it might be the last season for Pep Guardiola.
But they brought in Mr. Intensity though, to be fair.
Yeah, Mr. Intensity, who invented everything in football.
Yeah.
Including the football itself.
Yeah, and rugby, apparently. He invented that too. On the weekends when he was bored.
I would love to say it would be United winning the league, but sadly it's going to be one of our 3 rivals.
What about you, Bill? Who you got for the top 3?
My top three is actually Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea. I don't see Man City being good enough to get in the top three. That's just my opinion. I think they're on the way down, and I don't think even Pep is going to stop that. I think they've lost a key player in De Bruyne, and they lost Silva, who made them really tick. And I don't think the defense is great, and I think they're going to drop a lot of points this season. I know they've got a few more players, but for me, I see Chelsea as being a bit stronger, and I think Arsenal, maybe with Gyökeres getting them a few goals, I think they will be runners up to Liverpool, who I think will win it by at least 10 points.
City got Rodri out again, haven't they? Injured to the start of the season, so yeah, that's a big loss for them. What about you then, Bobby?
For me, it's a bit of a funny one. So I've had a couple of years off. I haven't really been following a lot of football. Got married and had a baby.
The movie star has no time for anyone.
Yeah. Life changed a lot, but even though my team won the Premier League this season, I didn't really watch a lot of it. I watched the trophy at the end, and then it was over the summer, gathering interest with the transfers, and then the very sad passing of Jota kind of felt like it dragged me back in. And I've in the last couple of months I've been reading a lot, watching a lot, so I feel like I'm ready to go back in. So my opinions may be a little bit uneducated for the time being, but if you want to talk top three,
you're comparing yourself to James and Billy and me, and uneducated is what we do, mate.
I'd have to say Liverpool's got to be right up there again. I know how hard it is to go back to back. I think by the end of the transfer window, I'm still confident that we'll get Isak. I'm still confident Guehi will come in. They're going to be huge additions for us. So I think if I really had to choose who's going to finish on top, it'd be Liverpool again. Arsenal, is going to be up there. Whether or not they got enough in them, I probably don't think they can win it again, but they're going to be in the top three. And I'm actually with Bill. I think Chelsea's improved a fair bit, and they'll be in the top three as well.
Thanks, Justin. Right, what about the relegation places then?
What about you, Trish?
Oh, right. Sorry, I didn't think I was just hosting rather than because we got a Liverpool fan.
No. He was trying to get out of making any predictions.
Right, I hate doing predictions, but
get your head on the block.
It's not that I don't mind that. It's just that last time I made a prediction, one of your players got his career ended. Remember? When I predicted him as the player to look out for this, when I said about him being the player I wanted, looking forward to seeing for the season. Next thing you know, he's out for the season, and then he's out for his career. He's never recovered. Remember? That was a few years back, so that's why I don't like. I just think it's a bit.
I think it was Gabamin, no?
Yes, Gamin, Gaman, or whatever it is pronounced.
Gabamin.
Yeah.
Absolutely waste of time, but go on.
Yeah, but that's because of the injuries he got. It's such a shame. Poor lad. Quality player when he came to you. But anyway, so for me, you've got to, you've got to think Liverpool are the favourites. Even as a Liverpool, much as I hate to say it as a Liverpool fan because I don't want to jinx us, you have to go with them, I think. Second's a tough one, but it does seem like it's Arsenal's trophy to win because they like that trophy, the second place trophy. But I'm not sure they've strengthened enough to really, you know what I mean? That's what worries me with them. Gyökeres, but he needed him 3 seasons ago, not now. Now they need a left winger. They need they needed a goalkeeper, a step up in goalkeeper because Ray just hadn't quite stepped up, had he, last season? They needed someone to replace Odegaard, who was awful last season and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like it's all of us. They're constantly 3 years behind what they need to be doing. So that's what worries me. So I'm thinking they might even end up third behind Chelsea. Chelsea, I think I have to agree with you two that I think they're much as I don't rate Maresca, but I just think the quality of players and the size of the squad they've got, they can cope with it. It doesn't matter how many injuries they get. The only thing they're missing really is a top class goalkeeper or a decent goalkeeper, even. Even a half decent goalkeeper, and they'd have been a lot further up the table last season. Yeah, City, I just think Pep Linders will hold them back too much. So I'm going to go Chelsea second and Arsenal third. Though it's tough because it could be City or Arsenal, couldn't it? So yeah, okay. Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, I'm going. Right, relegation. Do we want to start Bobby this time? Go on, you go first, mate.
Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Just remind me who's come up again.
Leeds.
Put me on the spot, mate.
No, not Burnley, is it? No, it is Burnley.
Yeah, Leeds, Burnley, and Sunderland.
That's it, Sunderland.
Sunderland will definitely struggle. I think they'll be down there. I think Brentford might struggle with being picked apart. I mean, they lost. I kind of feel bad for them because they lose just like Brighton pretty much every season. They'll have these players who have standout years, and then they'll always get picked apart and end up with another team. Brentford's been decimated, lost their manager as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see what the new bloke does. So if I have to say, Sunderland, Brentford, and you say Burnley's back in, aren't they? Yeah, I think they'll struggle as well. Yeah.
But Billy, you go next.
My three, I'm saying Sunderland will survive. That's a bit of an outlandish, I suppose. They've spent a hell of a lot of money and bought some really good players as well. I think Granit Xhaka is going to be the captain. I think he'll do well for them. He's experienced in the Premier League. He's not my most favourite player, but I think he'll do a really good job for them. The lad Diarra, who they signed to Everton were after, paid 30 million for him. Another really good signing. And they spent somewhere in the region of 150 million up to now, and they're still after a couple of players. I think they've bought really well, and I think they've got the best chance to survive. If you'd have asked me earlier on before it actually before the season, which is now upon us, I'd have said Leeds would be safe, but I've changed my mind on Leeds. I don't think the recruitment has been good enough. I think they're a good championship side, but I think they will struggle in the Premier League. And I'm sorry to say that because I like Leeds and I want them to stay up because they're a big club and I like big clubs. So I'm going for Burnley to go down with Leeds, and the outsider would probably be Wolves. I think they're a bit wishy-washy, and I think they're going to struggle over this season. So they're my three.
Okay. Seamus.
Apologise for the sounds. Sorry, it's just my son's getting the bottle. So yeah, if you can hear that, he's gone to bed now. Yeah, sorry.
That's all good, Rob. Don't worry about that, mate.
No, I think the most likeliest candidates would be the three promoted sides and Brentford because, like Rob said, they're losing their whole attack. They've lost their goalkeeper. Ida Keller is a good one, but still they've lost their goalkeeper, and most importantly, they've lost Thomas Frank and brought in a guy from in-house with very limited managerial experience, and he was not even an assistant manager; he was a set-piece coach. And Brentford apparently scored 0 goals from any set pieces, like indirect set pieces. I think it's all troubling signs for them. So I think it won't be a surprise to anyone if they went down. The other team that I am really worried for is Bournemouth, but at least they've got the manager in place who's worked with the set of players for 2 seasons now, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think although they might have a slower start, they will eventually get out of the. John, I think Leeds are the best side on paper from the promoted teams, but Daniel Farke just doesn't inspire confidence in me. Having said that, I would still like to say Sunderland don't seem to have enough goals on the paper. Burnley don't have enough goals on the paper, and probably Brentford would be the one just so that the sanctity of Premier League is slightly challenged because it's becoming tiresome. 3 teams come up, same 3 teams down.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of 6-7 teams coming up and down, coming up and down. It's
Hmm.
becoming tiresome now.
Yeah, I agree.
But it is nice to notice that after 3 goals, there is no mention of Manchester United or Spurs.
Yeah. So they're still Spursy. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
so Chris, are United in year 3 or not?
no.
Let's start with that.
Burnley 100%. They're first down. Sunderland's. I disagree with you saying they bought well. I like the look of that Talby, but a lot of their others that they bought, I just think they're not really. They're they're just not really good enough for my take. They
Well,
might become good enough.
is
Like
it
that
just me,
Talby,
Chris?
he's got potential, but I don't think he's ready yet. Sorry, go on.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or do Sunderland seem like they're buying for another promotion instead of staying up?
Yes, that's exactly how I look at it. They look like they're buying players for the champion, to win the championship next season, rather than buying players to stay in the Premiership, in my opinion. Yeah. So I'd have them going down, and Bournemouth. I mean, they've lost their whole defence pretty much, but Iriola's too good a manager, I think, to take them down. You've got to say, it's got to be Brentford. What the hell have they appointed? The guy's not even a coach. He's not even a. He's never managed or anything. He's got. Yeah, I'm not convinced that they've got it right at all. They've lost key players and they've not replaced them. I don't know. I just don't see them doing well at all. So I'm going to go with them, Brentford. Though I tell you what, the way Palace are going, the way they're messing about, they could be in trouble. They're my dark horses for the drop. Not because they've got Europe as well, and they're gonna go all in on Europe. Injuries, tiredness, etc. They've not got a big squad. They've got an absolute imbecile of a chairman who will blame everybody but himself for every mistake he makes. Because at the end of the day, he was in charge and he was the one that didn't put in the right paperwork that saw them relegated from the Europa League to the Conference League. It's his fault, but he's blaming UEFA, etc. So, when you got someone like that in charge, things tend to be difficult. You know what I mean? They don't tend to run well. So I can see them struggling this season, mostly due to the fact that they're in Europe as well. We often see it with these, the clubs with the smaller squads. They just can't cope with the extra games, can they? So I think they're going to be in trouble.
And
they're my dark horse.
Looks like they're going to lose Eze and Guehi as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, they've already said. I mean, he's come out after saying, they've refused to let him go, and then he said, "Well, we can't afford to keep him." Well, why didn't you do the deal earlier when you could have replaced him easily? Now you've put yourself in a position where it's difficult to integrate a replacement for your captain, but you've told him you've got to sell. You've told everyone you've got to sell him. I mean, it doesn't help squad unity, anything. It's just a mess. So yeah, so it's a bit stupid, I thought, from Paris there. That's what he does. I mean, what is it he said when Everton and Forest were in trouble, Bill? Do you remember when they got punished because they didn't fill in the right, because they've got their points deduction? Rules are rules and we have to abide by them. But when it's Palace, apparently rules aren't rules and we don't have to fill in the right paperwork. We can just appeal and then we can throw our
Has he never
toys
heard
out the
of
pram.
Manchester City? Steve Parish, has he ever heard of Manchester
Yeah,
City
exactly.
rules?
Oh, I tell you, he just drives me mad. I really can't stand the guy, and I'd actually be happy to see them go down. I don't like them as a club. My friends from Charlton and on the biz, but their fans are horrible fans. They're Palace fans. They're not nice fans. They're racist chants is their norm. They're one of the worst sets of. I don't like them at all. So. Yeah, so I'd be glad to see it. So maybe that's just bias speaking, but I think they're in trouble this season. Though I think Brentford will probably beat them to the drop, unfortunately. So yeah. So
I think you're playing a big game, Chris. I think you want Liverpool to go after Wharton, and you think relegation is gonna be easier, so you want them relegated. That is the thing.
After who? Oh, Wharton, Adam Wharton.
Yeah.
I like him, but I'm not sure he fits into the slot way of playing.
No, I like Wharton. I like Mateta and Glasner. That is why
Yeah.
I can't get myself to say Palace would be in trouble. I really like Glasner.
I think he's really good, Glasner, and that's the thing. I quite like Glasner, and a lot of their players seem like nice lads as well. They come across really well, but I just think it's too much to take, Europe and the Premier League on when you're a team with a squad their size. They don't have a good squad. Tyreek
Yeah,
Mitchell was their only left back until recently. And that's something they've always struggled with. They've still got Nathaniel Klein on the frigging bench, for God's sake. He's 45 years old, and he was shite when he was with us. Let alone now, he's far too busy. He's far too busy jetting around the world with Instagram escorts, off to private islands and stuff for wild parties to train. That's the level of player they've got. So I just can't see it. The backups just aren't good enough. Anyway, so right, what about players that you think are going to have a standout season? The ones that you think are going to set new standards for themselves and that I'm really shine this season. How about you, Bill? You can start.
Well, I'm saying one of the stars is going to be Jack Grealish.
I knew it. That's why I
simple
started with you.
reason.
Talk about
The guy
backtracking.
is. There's no denying it. The guy's quality. He's a damn good footballer, and he's going to improve us 100%. By the way, because as much as I didn't like his diving when he was at City or a Villa, actually, I think we'll cure that. Moyes will cure that. And I think he is mercurial on the ball. I think he is. And he'll make things happen. And that's what Everton have been lacking. And I think, and he's looking to get back in the England squad. He wanted the move. He pressed for the move. And that's what I like about players. If they want to play for you, it's half the battle. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Did he want? Oh, I didn't move around. It's all moving around. I don't know why on my screen all the things started moving around. There, that was weird. Yeah. Why did he actually want to play for you, or did he just not want to move home when you were the only team that was interested that was within distance?
Well, in the interview that he gave, he said he'd been talking to a few players, Rooney, Gascoigne, and Jagielka, I think.
Yes,
and he said, they all said it'd be a great move for you because things are happening at the club. And so he said he took advice off them, and he said he's really looking forward to it. And that's half the battle. It is half the battle. And I'm saying he's going to be a really good player.
I'm just going to point out something. If I want advice from someone, I know this may sound strange, Bill, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna suggest that perhaps Paul Gascoigne and Wayne Rooney aren't quite the best people to give advice to you if you need advice. I would have thought you'd go to someone like mildly intelligent, rather than possibly the two dumbest people that you could think of, really, other than Jack Grealish and Cole Palmer, obviously, who literally doesn't have a thought in his head. I tell you what, I'd love to hear his
advice. If you're alcoholic, you might as well talk to someone who owns a pub, like Paul Gascoigne and Rooney, mightn't you? They're the people you were looking to get advice from.
Yeah.
But he'll have a good season. Alongside Dewsbury Hall, Everton are going to be a bit of a force next year. I'm not going to say we're going to win it. Might even finish. I think we're going to finish mid-tablish. I think we're building blocks. I think we put the blocks in place, and we're going to be. God. We're going to take points off a lot of teams.
No, Billy, that is not called building blocks. That is called David Moyes' low block.
Yeah, that is the block in place. You're right. Okay, then, Seamus, same question to you. Who's the players you think are going to... Since Billy's just picked two from Everton.
Obviously, obviously, I think the box office player in the league right now is going to be Sheshko because he can do anything. From anything amazing to anything terrible. No,
Yeah,
this is not,
that's true.
no. I've said
That's
it
true,
before. I'll say it
actually.
again. He can do anything on the ball. The void Nunez left has not just been filled, but filled completely. Is one guy, regardless of who he would have signed for, I would have enjoyed watching him. The next guy from United, actually, I think the guy to watch probably is going to be Amad Diallo again. The guy is just pure quality and class. I think Wirtz is a player worth watching because he comes with huge price tag, but also huge reputation as well. And then I don't know if I would even suggest anyone watch Chelsea. So that's upon themselves if you wanna force yourself into that. I think Tijani Reinders is a player to keep an eye on. He's a very good signing for City, I think. Maybe not a KDB replacement, but more of a Gundogan replacement. He's very good as well. Pleasing on the eye with physical attributes to match the league as well. He's one guy I'd keep an eye on. And then Maxim de Kuiper at Brighton. He's also someone who can be very good for them. Someone to keep an eye on. And if whether he moves or not, Carlos Baleba, that is a guy to keep an eye on as well. So I think that's enough players now.
Okay. Right. Bobby, is there anyone you could think of?
So again, being out of it for a couple of years, you miss out on some of these, late teen, early 20 players that have been spoken about pretty highly. One I'm really keen to watch, and it's mostly from your write-up review, Tris, was Baleba, if that's how you even pronounce it. I've never seen him play, but from what I've read and what I've heard, because I haven't been watching, he's one that I really, really want to watch this season. So he's definitely the one I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, whether it's for United or Brighton. And it has to be, for me, it's Wirtz, or however you pronounce it. I think I might have said it all right. Yeah, Florian Wirtz. He looks, Wirtz. Yeah, he looks unbelievable. Pretty happy, just like you were, that we signed him. You would have known a lot more about him. Everything I've seen, a lot of YouTube highlights, a lot of things like that. He looks unreal in the little time that I've watched him in the preseason and the Crystal Palace game that we unfortunately lost. He looked class. So they're the two that come to my head right now that I really want to watch.
Okay. I'm going to agree with both of those. I would have said them. I'm going to say somebody else as well. Hugo Palindrome, Ekatike, sorry.
Yep.
Him. From the more I've watched clips of him, and the more I wasn't sure at first. You know what I mean? When we were linked with him, but I've watched a lot of footage of him over the last few months, ready to do a player profile on him. I'm absolutely really excited about him now. Really excited about him now. He looks better than I thought. Thought he was. The other one I've got to say, Push Pineapple at Wolves. Sorry, Agbadu even. So, yeah, I've got to say him. I think he's a fantastic defender. I think he's key to their chance. To them staying up. I'm trying to think who else around the league though. I actually think I mentioned him earlier. Talby, whatever it is, I can't remember now. It's Sunderland. Will be quite exciting to watch. Whether he'll be, I don't think he's enough to keep them up or anything, but I think he'll be exciting to watch. Who else? Trying to think of somebody. Obviously, if Isaac could be interesting, or he might just spend the next 6 months sat on the sidelines waiting, twiddling his thumbs. So that could be, that could be not worth watching, really. Most of you mentioned the ones I wanted to mention. Like, there's a few youngsters around, like Downman at Arsenal, but 15 years old. I just can't see him getting enough game time to shine. But the quality's there, definitely him. Same with that Rio Engamoa at Liverpool. Quality's there, but he's under 18, so he probably won't get enough chances to really stand out. But I do think Trey Naoni is the one that might make his breakthrough this year at Liverpool. I'm trying to think who else. I'd say Andre Santos at Chelsea, but I think he's going to go out on loan, isn't he? By the looks of it. I'm not sure. Is he even going to stay? I mean, is he even going to get a game if he does stay? So, it's difficult to tell with them, isn't it? Because they've got such a huge squad and so many players. You can't pick one out of there. Who else is there? I think that's about it for the ones that I can think of. I can't think of anybody else who stands out.
Can I just say, the Liverpool player, his name is Waits. Not Waits. It's while he's in Liverpool, it's Waits. Florrie Waits. That's his name. It's got to be pronounced in a Scouse accent. Now he's at Liverpool. Don't give me all this Waits and all that. His name's Waits. Florrie Waits. That's it, Rob. You got it. Waits. Waits.
All right, done.
Thank you, Rob.
God, typical Evertonian. They don't like foreigners because they don't like going into Europe. That's the problem. They're not used to it.
Won't have a choice next year.
Speaking of foreigners, there used to be a few Aussie players in the league. Nearly every season there'd be a Australian player that's playing in the Premier League, but the last couple of years there hasn't really been much going on there, has there?
No, but then they're not really good enough. That's why they stopped getting in there, because there was none good enough. So we just started. Nobody buys them anymore. Actually, I think we're running close on time now. So we're running close on time.
Tim Cahill was a great player from Australia.
Yeah, he was good. I loved him.
What a player he was, Tim.
Yeah.
Complete shithouse, but Fagin was a good player. Yeah. He wasn't really Australian though, was he? Played for them.
No, he was Islander.
He was Samoan, wasn't he? He played for Samoa for about 5 years and then suddenly became Australian and was eligible to play for them. It's like, hang on. Right. What, Seamus?
Speaking of Samoa, if you want to see us some more, tune in next time. Until then, see you. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye, Seamus.
Tip my hat to you, mate. Tip my hat to you. Great segue. See you next time, everyone.
See ya.
Yeah. See ya. Nice to see you, Rob.
You too, mate.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing time with Rob.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
cheers, bro.
again.
It's good to be back.
I look forward to seeing more machines.
Oh, thanks. I'll keep you posted.
I'm
anyway.
really watching to see the second that